Coming to the next part from the morning, first line. Not until this morning, he said. So here Murad is saying that not until this morning. Are you telling the truth? I said. So finally, Aram is asking from Murad that what you are saying is true or you are telling lie. Of course not. And he said, no, no ways. He said, but if we are found out, that's what you are to say. I don't want both of us to be liars. All you know is that we started riding this morning. So here Murad is saying that you can say that I'm not saying the truth, but I don't want means what I actually am saying. You have to believe on this and you have to stick on this, because if any one of them catches you, right, or catches us, then definitely both of us will be liars. And if they will be liars, it's a very big thing from for them, as they belong to Garogarian family. All you know is that we started riding this morning. So here Murad is assuring Aram that you just have to remember this only, and you just have to know only this part, that from the morning only we have started riding. All right, I said. So here Aram said, okay, what you are saying, I will definitely obey you, and I will remember that we have, if anyone will going to ask me any of the question, then I will going to say this only. He walked the horse quietly to the barn of deserted vineyard, which at one time there had been the pride of the farmer named Fitzwilliam. So he kept the horse to the barn, and one time it was the pride of the farmer whose name was Fitzwilliam. There were some oats and dry alfalfa in the barn. So alfalfa is a plant, and there were some oats in the barn where they actually hide the horse, some dry alfalfa in the barn. We began walking. After hiding the horse, they just went to home. It wasn't easy, he said, to get the horse to behave so nicely. So he said that it wasn't easy, and it's not an easy task that horse is actually behaving so nicely. At first it wanted to run wild. So here he's saying in the starting he was becoming very wild, and he just wanted to run, as he have told you. But I have a way with a horse. So here Murad is saying, but I know how to tackle the horse, as I'm very experienced boy. So I know, and I'm having my own way to tackle the horse. I can get it to want to do anything I want it to do. And he's saying that I can get anything, whatever I want to do, I can get it from that horse. Horse Horses understand me. So here Murad is saying that I'm having a very good bond with horses, and definitely horses understand me. How do you do it? I said. So after listening this statement of Murad, Aram is having question in his mind that how actually you do this, how you are having your own way. Just tell me also. So here he is saying, I have an understanding with a horse, he said. Again, he's repeating the same statement that I am having a very good bonding with horses. Yes, but what sort of an understanding? I said. So here Aram is saying, just tell me also. I also want to build that understanding with horses which you are having. So just let me know that what sort of understanding you are having with horses. A simple and honest one. So he said one line, a very simple and honest one. Murad said. Well, I said, I wish I knew how to reach an understanding like that with a horse. So here Aram is saying, I also wish that I could also have an understanding on, or I can also reach an understanding like you are having with a horse. You are still a small boy, he said. When you get to be 13, you will know how to do it. So here Murad is saying that you are still a small boy, and you are at your age of nine, and definitely when you will be 13, you will get to know each and everything, because at that time you will be far more experienced person. I went home and ate a hearty breakfast. Finally, both of them they reached their home, and when Aram reached, he just have heavy breakfast. And when he reached home, he saw that Uncle Khosrow, he just came to his house and he was busy like sipping coffee and puffing cigarettes. So here, that afternoon, my Uncle Khosrow came to our house for coffee and cigarette. So like that afternoon, his uncle Khosrow, he just came to Aram house, and he was sitting and he was puffing cigarettes and he was sipping coffee. He sat in the parlor, sipping and smoking and remembering the old country. And at that time, he was sitting, he was like chit chatting with the other person also. And like there, Aram was noticing each and everything. And at that time, he was sitting in the parlor, he was sitting, sipping as well as sipping coffee, as well as he was smoking. And he was remembering his old country. Then another visitor arrived. Finally, another visitor arrived, a farmer named John Byro. And who was that person? Farmer John Byro, who actually you will get to know at the end that this horse belonged to this person, John Byro. And Assyrian means earlier he lived in Ethiopia, so that is why it's written over there, and Assyrian, who out of loneliness had learned to speak Armenian. And just because of out of definitely, I mean, he's living in another country, so he knew that language, right? But when he came here, so that is why, just because of loneliness, because he have to learn, he learned Armenian, right? That is why he just learned Armenian, because of loneliness. My mother brought the lonely visitor coffee and tobacco, and he rolled a cigarette and sipped and smoked, and then at last, signing sadly, he said, finally, Aram is saying that my mother, she just brought that lonely visitor one like cup of coffee and tobacco, and he rolled that cigarette, and he also started sipping the coffee and puffing the cigarette. And then at last, signing sadly, he said, my white horse, which was stolen last month, is still gone. And with sadness, he is actually telling Aram's family, Aram's mother and Uncle Khosrow, that the horse which he bought was stolen last month. I cannot understand it. And finally, he's saying that I don't know where my horse gone and what happened to my horse. It was stolen last month. My Uncle Khosrow became very irritated and shouted, it's no harm. And again, as you can see here, that Uncle Khosrow was very irritable person. Like he is not having any patience in him. So all of a sudden he just started shouting, and he just became very irritated and shouting. And again, he's repeating the same statement. Pay no attention to it. It's no harm. What is the loss of a horse? And now he's saying that, what, I mean, a blunder are you talking? What's the loss of the horse? Man, it's not a big thing. It will not going to say that you have lost something very big. Haven't we all lost the homeland? So he's saying that, have you gone mad? I mean, you are crying on this, this blunder horse, and you have not lost your homeland. So why you are so upset? What is this crying over horse? And why you are crying, and why you are saying this, I lost a horse? So why you are crying over a horse? That may be all right for you, a city dweller, to say, John Byro. And like by listening Uncle Khosrow's statement, John Byro said that like it may be right for you because you are a city dweller, you live here, you are having everything, but not for me, right? John, because he was a farmer, John Byro said, but what of my Surrey? Then what will happen to my Surrey if Surrey is a cartage? What good is a Surrey without a horse? And now he's saying that Surrey is not good, means definitely it's attached with a horse. So cartage is of no use without a horse. So again, Uncle Khosrow, he's saying, Pay no attention to it, my uncle Khosrow roared. And finally, he again shouted, again he roared, and again he's saying the same statement, pay no attention to it. I walked 10 miles to get here, John Byro said. And he's saying that I'm coming from very far. I walked 10 miles to get here, John Byro said. You have legs, my uncle Khosrow shouted. And by, saying this statement, again Uncle Khosrow, he said that you have legs. That is why you just came here from you have walked 10 miles. So you have legs, my uncle Khosrow shouted. So just mark up till here, shouted. Next we will going to do in the next class.